Welcome to the online platform of Concepts of Geology. So we were doing a live session on structural geology practical problems. This is the 5th class of the session, and today we are going to learn about the solution of attitudes of planar structures by true deep, apparent deep problems. Okay, the session is parallelly going on through live classes on Google Meet. So I will advise you to join on the live classes because this type of classes are interactive classes. So more our interactions happen, our learning will be better. Okay, now coming to the topic allotted for today. We have already learned to find out the attitudes of planar structures by doing boreholes. We need a minimum of 3 boreholes to find out the attitudes of planar structures. You know, planar structures mean suppose a bedding plane or a contact plane between two lithologies, or suppose a foliation plane or a plane which is containing a group of lineation. Okay, so we have done 3-point problems where we had 3 boreholes minimum. Okay, and with those 3 data we have calculated the attitudes, that means the strike deep and dip direction of the planar structure. So this is actually done where we are getting no outcrops at all in the field. Whenever we are getting outcrops in the field, we need not to do borehole, rather we do surfacial field works. Okay, and we try to find out the attitudes by means of our geological instruments like clinometer compass or a Brunton compass. Okay, but the problem is when we are doing field work, normally we are having suppose a section, suppose a nala section or a river section, and there we are getting the appearance of the bed, and definitely this section is suppose not a true deep section. Okay, so the bed appearance which we will measure, the deep or the slope of the bed which we will measure, that will be one of the apparent deep. Now throughout the field we can have different apparent dips in different directions, and eventually suppose we are not getting any true deep in the field area. Okay, so from these apparent deep values we are intending to find out the true attitudes or the true deep and the strike of the planar structure. Okay, or suppose you are having the true deep data. Okay, and you are thinking to find out a particular apparent dip in a particular direction. So that means in this class we will learn how to find out a complete attitude of a planar structure by some partial data, suppose 2 apparent dips or a true dip. Okay, or a combination of true dip, apparent dip and strike. Okay, so using these partial data we will complete the attitude of the planar structure. Okay, this is the topic for the class. So let's begin. Now what are needed to find out the attitude of an inclined strata by this method? Okay, suppose we are having any two between true dip, strike and one apparent dip. Okay, so in our field area I am getting suppose the true dip, and when I am getting the true dip definitely I am having the strike, and suppose I am having one apparent dip. So with that much of values, with that much of data, I can get apparent dip in any direction, or the second option is I may have 2 apparent dips into different directions, and using these apparent dips I am trying to find out the attitude of the inclined strata or the planar structure. Okay, so I am having 2 alternatives of data sets. Okay, and we will solve the attitudes, okay, by means of trigonometric method, and then we will see the geometric method also. Now suppose I am having one of the data set alternative here. I am having any 2 data between true dip, strike and one apparent dip in any particular direction. Okay, so I am having 2 data. Now concentrate on this diagram. Suppose this is a horizontal plane, fine, and my inclined planar structure or the strata is this one. So where they are intersecting through this line. So that means definitely this line is the strike line for the inclined strata. Okay. Now which is the direction of true dip here? Definitely the direction of true dip will be perpendicular with the strike line. Okay. So suppose this one, where I am drawing this line, I am drawing this line on a horizontal plane. Okay. Suppose the true dip of the inclined strata is this one. Okay. So the angle is this one. So this angle is the angle of or the amount of true dip, and this amount is suppose theta. So if this angle is theta, definitely this angle will be again theta. Okay. And I am having suppose one of the apparent dip in one particular direction, suppose in this direction. So this apparent dip is this one, and the value of the apparent dip, the amount of the apparent dip is x. Okay. So when I am projecting these two directions on the basal plane, this is also a horizontal plane and this is a basal plane. Okay. So here I am plotting the true dip and apparent dip direction. Suppose this one is the apparent dip direction projection and this one is the true dip projection. So the angle in between them is denoted as alpha. Okay. So these are the notations used here. Fine. Now I will try to find out the interrelationships between these angles and the lengths. Okay. First I am taking the true dip triangle, this one, suppose ABC. Okay. So here this angle is 90 degree. Okay. This angle is theta. So my AB is the perpendicular and BC is the base. Fine. So AB by BC equal to tan theta and AB equal to BC tan theta. Fine. Now coming to the basal triangle, suppose this one. Okay. Here this one is the strike and this one is the direction of true dip. So definitely this angle is 90 degree. Fine. And this small angle is alpha. So that means this is the perpendicular here, this is the base here, and this is the hypotenuse. So that means BC by BP equal to cos alpha. Fine. So BC equal to BP cos alpha and tan theta was previously there. So ultimately AB equal to BP cos alpha into tan theta. And again, if I take the apparent dip triangle, suppose this one, it is also a right angle triangle. This angle is right angle here and this angle is x. So here this one is the perpendicular, this one is the base. Okay. So now BP by AB, okay, that will be cot x. Fine. Base by perpendicular. So BP equal to AB cot x and cos alpha was there, tan theta was there. So ultimately my equation is AB equal to AB cot x into cos alpha into tan theta. So I am cancelling AB from the both side of the equation. Okay. So ultimately I am getting that cos x into cos alpha into tan theta equal to 1. So I am moving this entire thing to this side of the equation. Okay. So that will be tan theta equal to tan x and sec alpha. Okay. Cot x will be inverted, so it will be tan x, and cos alpha will be inverted, so it will be sec alpha. So this is the ultimate equation, tan theta equal to tan x into sec alpha. Okay. So that was the trigonometric relationship between the true dip, apparent dip, and the angle between the direction of them. Okay. In this slide we will try to find out the geometric process. Suppose I am having the strike of a planar structure north 40 degree east and south 40 degree west. So I will draw the strike line like this one. Okay. And I am having an apparent dip in any particular direction, suppose along OQ. Okay. So what will be the true dip direction? True dip will be definitely perpendicular to the strike line. So this one is suppose OP and it is perpendicular to the strike line. So it is the true dip direction. Now I want to find out the value of the amount of true dip from this much of data. The apparent dip is provided. So I will try to find out one another strike line. Okay, I will draw a horizontal line here. Okay, this line is actually denoting this OQ direction. I know the apparent dip along this direction. Suppose this one, this value is the apparent dip. Suppose this is 30 or 40, suppose degree. Okay, so I will construct this angle. Suppose it is 30 degree, and I will try to find out where the 100-meter vertical fall or 200-meter vertical fall is happening. So for doing that, I need to choose a scale for this map view. Suppose I have chosen the scale 1:50 meter, whatever you can choose. So when the scale is 1 centimeter equal to 50 meter, that means 100-meter vertical fall will be 2 centimeter in my drawing. Okay, so I will try to find out where the 2 centimeter line is fitted on this angular diagram. Okay, suppose the 2 centimeter vertical fall is exactly fitted here. Okay, so that means I will measure this length. Suppose this length is y centimeter. Okay, and if I move y centimeter from this origin, I will find the 100-meter strike line. Okay, why? Because this was the surface, so 0-meter strike line will move on this from this point, and 100-meter strike line will move on this point. This direction, this value of distance is y, so I will measure a y centimeter length along this line, OQ line. Suppose this length is coming here. Okay, so that means through this point my 100-meter strike line will be passing, and this strike line will be just parallel to this previous strike line. Okay, so I will draw a parallel straight line with this line. Okay, so suppose I have drawn this one. So that means what? This is also a strike line, and the value of the strike line will be 100, and definitely this will be minus 100. You know the conception of depth. Okay, so now I am having two strike lines. The next step is I will find out the perpendicular separation between these two strike lines. Okay, so I will measure this perpendicular separation. Suppose this one is x centimeter. I will draw a x centimeter line. Okay, I will make a vertical fall of 100 meter again. Suppose it is 2 centimeter according to my scale. I will construct this triangle, and I will measure this angle to find out the true dip. Okay, so this will be the true dip, and the direction of true dip is known previously. Okay, so this is the process to find out the true dip when the apparent dip is known. The same problem can be done for the apparent dip when the true dip is known. Okay, so in that case we will construct this triangle first, and then I will measure this direction distance. Okay, I will draw it here. I will do the 100-meter vertical fall, and then I will measure this angle. Okay, so this is the geometric process to find out the attitude of a inclined strata or a planar structure when suppose I am knowing the two values between true dip, strike, and one apparent dip. Okay, now coming to the real problem. Suppose now I am having only two apparent dips on the field on two directions, and I want to find out the true dip and the strike. So this diagram is looking somewhat complex, but it is actually the previous diagram. Okay, here two apparent dips are given on this and this. Okay, and suppose the horizontal plane is this one. This is not drawn here. So the apparent dip direction is this one and this one, and when I am projecting on a basal horizontal plane, they are coming here. So one apparent dip direction is this one BP, and the another one is this one BQ. Okay, on this direction the angle of apparent dip is y, and here the angle is x. The true dip here is the theta, which I am not knowing. Okay, the angle between the true dip direction and one of the apparent dip direction, suppose this one is alpha, and the angle between two apparent dip directions, that is denoted as mu. Okay, so the strike of the inclined plane is this one is definitely PQ. The true dip is theta and it is along BC. Two apparent dip directions are BQ and BP. The apparent dip along BP is X and BQ is Y. Okay. The angle between BP and BC is alpha, this one, and the entire angle between BP and BQ is mu. So what actually I am having is, I am having the two apparent dip directions, the two apparent dip amounts, okay, and the angle between two apparent dip, okay. I don't know the strike, I don't know the true dip, and I don't know the angle between the true dip and one of the apparent dip direction, okay. So from this much of data we are going to find out the attitude of the planar structure. Now from the previous equation we have seen that we can have the true dip from one of the apparent dip if I know the angle between their directions, okay, that was the alpha. But here I don't know the true dip direction, so I don't have the alpha here. So my primary goal is to find out the alpha first, okay. First come to this triangle. This is a apparent dip triangle and a right angle triangle. This angle is right angle here, and this is the X, I mean the apparent dip amount, okay. So definitely this is the perpendicular and this is the base. So BP by AB equal to cot X, okay, base by the perpendicular, and BP equal to AB cot X. Fine. Now I am coming to the basal triangle, this one, okay. Here this one is the strike in this drawing and this one is the true dip direction. So the angle between them is a right angle, okay, and this small angle is alpha here. So the equation here I am having is BC by BP. So this one is BC and this one is BP, that is cos alpha. So BC equal to BP cos alpha, and from this equation we know BP equal to AB cot X. So I am replacing BP by AB cot X. So the entire equation is becoming BC equal to AB cot X and cos alpha was previously there, okay. Now similarly come to this apparent dip triangle, okay, this one, this angle is 90 degree, okay. So here similarly BQ by AB, so this one is BQ and this one is AB, that equal to cot Y, and BQ equal to AB cot Y. Fine. So what I was having that the entire angle, I mean the angle between two apparent dip directions where that was mu, okay, and this small angle was alpha. So that means I am having the angle in between BQ and BC, that angle is mu minus alpha, okay. So now I am coming to this basal triangle, okay, BCQ. Here BC divided by BQ, that will be cos of mu minus alpha. So BC equal to BQ into cos of mu minus alpha, okay. So from here again I can replace the BQ by this equation, BQ equal to AB cot Y, and cos mu minus alpha was previously there. So ultimately my equation is becoming BC equal to AB cot Y into cos of mu minus alpha. So from these equations I am having two different appearances of BC, and definitely they will be just equal. So that means definitely AB cot X cos alpha equal to AB cot Y cos of mu minus alpha, okay. I am comparing this equation and this equation. So I have got this equation by comparing, okay. I will cancel AB and AB from both sides of the equation, okay. So ultimately I am getting that cot X into cos alpha equal to cot Y into cos of mu minus alpha. So this I can have the cos A minus B formula here, okay. So cot Y was previously there, and cos A minus B equal to cos A cos B plus sin A sin B. So I am removing this bracket and the entire equation is becoming this one, okay. Now I will send this cos alpha value in this side of the equation. So ultimately cot x is this cos alpha and this cos alpha is cancelling. So I am having cot y cos mu, okay, and from this part I am having cot y sin mu, and sin alpha by this cot alpha equal to, it is becoming tan alpha, okay. So from here you see I know this x value, one of the apparent dip, this y value, again another apparent dip, this mu value, the angle sustained between two apparent dips, okay. What I am not knowing is the alpha, and that is my goal, to find out the alpha. So I will keep this tan alpha here and I will send the entire thing on this side of the equation, okay. So I am getting that tan alpha equal to cot x minus this entire thing, okay, divided by cot y by sin mu, okay. So this is one of the very much important equation, okay. Here I am having the alpha value, I don't know the alpha actually, and I will deduce it from the x, y and mu, okay. So whenever I am getting this alpha, I can use the first equation, okay, on the first slide, remember, okay. So this was the first equation. You can recheck it also here again. So now let's take the true deep triangle, okay. So here AB by BC equal to the tan theta, this angle is theta and this is the right angle here. So AB equal to BC tan theta, okay, and BC is, if you take this basal triangle, okay, this one, so BC is BP cos alpha, this angle is alpha here, okay, and this is the right angle, and tan theta was there. So ultimately the equation becoming AB equal to AB cot x cos alpha tan theta, I am cancelling AB here, and I am getting cot x into cos alpha into tan theta equal to 1. So tan theta equal to tan x into sec alpha, okay. I am knowing the alpha now from the previous equation, so I will put the alpha value here. I know the x value, okay, the apparent dip value, one of the apparent dip, and I can deduce the theta from here, okay. So this is the entire trigonometric process to find out the true dip or the strike from two apparent dips, okay. Now we will do the same solve by geometric process. Suppose I am having the two apparent dips on these two directions, OR and OQ. The scale is given here. So I have chosen the origin here, okay, and I have drawn two apparent dip directions. The apparent dip amount and directions both are provided, okay. Suppose in this direction, okay, OR, the apparent dip is given. So I will construct a triangle with this apparent dip along this OR, okay. Suppose here the apparent dip is known, suppose it is 30 degree. So I will construct a 30 degree angle and I will try to find out where the 100 meter vertical fall is happening. So 100 meter will be 2 centimeter according to my scale, okay. So I will try to fit a 2 centimeter vertical line on this angular diagram by heat and trial method. So suppose I have fitted it here perfectly, then I will measure this length. Suppose this length is coming y centimeter, okay. So I will measure y centimeter along this line, and suppose y centimeter is coming here, so I will mark this point. This is the point from where I will pass the 100 meter strike line, but I don't know the orientation of the strike line, so I need at least one more point to draw a straight line. For doing that I will use this apparent dip direction, okay. So in this direction again I know the apparent dip, suppose this is 45 degree or suppose 50 degree, whatever, I know that. So I will draw that angle again, okay, this is also known, and again I will do the same process. I will try to find out where the 100 meter vertical fall is fitting on this angular diagram, okay. Then I will measure this length, suppose it is x centimeter, so I will measure x centimeter along this line and I will cut that line on x centimeter. Suppose x centimeter is coming here, So now I am having 2 points, one this one and the another is this one. I will join these 2 points with a straight line, and this straight line will be one of the strike lines, and the value of the strike line is minus 100 meter. Okay, so the 0 meter strike line will be passing from the origin, and the line will be just parallel to this one. So I will draw a parallel line which will pass through the origin. So this is the 0 meter strike line. Okay, now I will find out the perpendicular separation between them. Suppose this is z centimeter. I will draw a z centimeter horizontal line here. Okay, and I will do the 100 meter vertical fall, so that is 2 centimeter according to my scale. So I will draw a 2 centimeter perpendicular line. Okay, suppose this one. I will construct the triangle, and I will measure this angle as the angle of true dip. Okay, so from these constructions I am getting the value of true dip, and the direction of true dip will be perpendicular to the strike, so that can be measured from a help of the protector. Okay, so this is the entire process to do the problem, to do the solve by the geometric method. Okay, so this was all about the class for today, and I think you have understood both the processes, the geometric process and the trigonometric process. Okay, so you can use whatever the process you are feeling comfortable, and you will try to find out the answers of these 4 questions. Okay, let me discuss the 4 problems. Problem 1 is the true dip is given. This is 12 degree and the direction is also given. It is desired to make a horizontal drift along this direction. Okay, what will be the inclination of the bedding plane along this drift? Okay, so that means definitely the true dip is given, and I am intending to find out the apparent dip along this direction. Okay, so what formula you need to use, you think of that and you solve this problem. After that, at which distance along the drift the bed will be at a depth of 100 feet from the horizontal surface. Okay, so the distance is asked to be measured along the drift. Okay, so that means along the apparent dip direction. So you construct a triangle. Okay, you place the apparent dip angle here and try to find out where the 100 feet line is actually fitting according to your scale. The scale is given here. Okay, you measure this direction. Okay, so that will be the answer of this question. Now coming to the second problem. Fine. Here a coal seam is exposed on a flat country. The dip and dip direction is given. So this dip direction is true dip direction. It is desired to start an incline for mining in the direction in which the coal seam will dips at 20 degree. Okay, so that means one of the apparent dip is given here. The amount is given here 20 degree. You are having the true dip. You need to find out the apparent dip direction where the dip will be. The apparent dip will be 20 degree. Fine. So this is the second problem. The third problem is an igneous body is having 2 sets of vertical joints. The first set is striking on a direction and the second set is striking on this direction. Okay, so they are vertical planes. The foliation of the igneous body has a rake of that much of degree on the first and that much of degree on the second. Okay, so that means what? They are 2 apparent dip amounts in this and this direction. Okay, now determine the true dip. So you are having 2 apparent dip values and 2 apparent dip directions. You need to find out the attitude of the inclined foliation. Okay, problem number 4 is a geologist following a stream measured the dip of the limestone bed 35 degrees south on a vertical stream section, striking this one. Okay, on proceeding further, the geologist found that the bed appears to be horizontal on a vertical stream section, striking this one. Okay, so that means when a bed is appearing horizontal, that means what? On which direction the dip of the bed is horizontal or 0, you know that direction is called the strike direction. Okay, so that means the strike is given here. Okay, so this is the actually strike of the bed, and I am having one of the apparent dip. Now try to find out the true dip. Okay, so you are having one apparent dip and the strike. Try to find out the true dip. Okay, 2D direction I can do it from here itself, but the amount can be calculated from the geometric constructions or from the trigonometric equations also. Okay, so these are the 4 questions. Try to find out the answers of this question and post that on the comment section, or you can send a mail to me on the registered email ID of the channel. Okay, so with that I am ending this class. Okay, I think you have understood the entire process. Try to do the problems on your own. Thank you for watching and for supporting Concepts of Geology. You do subscribe the channel and press the bell icon first to get more videos, more uploads. Okay, we'll meet again on next class with a new topic. Till then, goodbye and take care.